Firas Zahabi said, about a month ago on a podcast, he said that people that let their wives roll with men are cowards. And, I think it's fine if he doesn't want to roll with women, go ahead. Or I'm pretty sure he doesn't roll with, homosexuals as well. And, if you don't want to do that, you roll with whoever you want. But to call people like, me and Joey and other men who have wives that train cowards, come on, man. That's like, we don't insult you. You don't have to insult us, especially with such a stupid opinion. That's just a stupid opinion, for multiple reasons. One, it's not like I let Nikki do anything. She's her own person, can do what she wants. And then two, it's like, I don't think anyone is doing anything bad to her, and she feels that same way too. She just wants people to roll with. And one thing Firas said was like, it's impossible not to have like sexual thoughts while rolling with a woman. It's like, well, maybe for you, so don't pin that on us, don't pin that on us. Right. So yeah. What do you guys think about that? Where do you even start?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. I think it's horrible.
I think this is the most backwards and outdated take that you could possibly have. Yeah. I know Firas is pretty conservative in his religious and social views, and has said some controversial things in the past that relate to that. But like, this is just an outlandish take. I mean, in my opinion, and I'm sure you guys might agree, if anyone should learn jiu-jitsu and self-defense, it should be women. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I feel a lot more comfortable, like my wife works downtown in a larger city now, like her car's in a parking garage. I don't know if there's cameras. Sometimes she works till late at night. I feel a lot more comfortable with her going to work, knowing that like she could probably at least competently defend herself. Like if she didn't know anything, you'd have to be a little worried, like walk around downtown in a big city late at night. Like that can be scary. Like things can happen. That's the reality we live in. And if Firas is saying that people shouldn't let their wives roll with other men, like how else is she supposed to train? If there's only one or two other girls in a class, how else is she supposed to train? She has to train with men. And even further from that, it's probably not going to be women who would be attacking my wife in an alleyway. Like I think that would be really weird. So if anything, for self-defense purposes, women should be training with men as much as possible, because unfortunately in the world we live in, that's who you'd be most likely to have to actually defend yourself from. So I just think this take is absolutely ridiculous. It is really insulting to people like me and you who have wives who train and enjoy the sport. Like, we're trying to grow jiu-jitsu and make the sport bigger, and things like this just have the opposite effect, especially when people maybe outside the jiu-jitsu world, because Firas is known mostly as an MMA coach. So you get people who are MMA fans who might read his articles and his take. And if this is someone's first glimpse into the jiu-jitsu world and they think that that's how all gyms or, most instructors think, like, you're doing jiu-jitsu a disservice with these kinds of takes. Like, you should be trying to grow the sport, not, add more barriers to entry and make it more uncomfortable for people. So I really can't get on board with that take. I respect Firas as a coach, but I think this is just ridiculous.
There are pigs out there. We all know that. There are men out there that are horrible, that should not do jiu-jitsu, that maybe only roll women just so they can get close to them and touch them or whatnot. But those guys, they get weeded out, I find. I've never run into one myself. I've only been to one gym, like I said before. But the last thing on my mind, I'm trying not to get strangled. I'm trying to pass a guard. The last thing on my mind is anything sexual in nature whatsoever. I don't understand how he can say that every man... What was his quote? Like, oh, you're the only man that is so holy and clean not to think like this, or something. Like, it's ridiculous. I urge people to go look at that, his take on it. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I'm sure for you guys too, but for me, it's like I've never had that thought while rolling with a lady, never. And yeah, again, I'm sure it's with you guys too. So, and I'm not like lying here for us. It's very normal for people not to feel that way. It's really abnormal, I think, to feel such a sexual desire while you're rolling with ladies. And just like the thought of Nikki not being allowed to train or not training with us, with all the guys or whatever, it's just sad, because I enjoy Nikki training with us and training with you, Mike, and all these other guys. It's no issue at all. There's no sexual connotation to it whatsoever. I have a daughter too, right? So at what point point should I not allow her, in air quotes, to roll with other boys and men, right? What age is it going to be unacceptable for us, right? So that's just some bullshit right there. I always want Audrey, my daughter, to train with whoever she wants to. And if someone were to be all like weird and whatever, then I'll deal with it. But we never had that problem ever. And I don't imagine us running into it unless we run into the wrong person that is really weird that way. So, and I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, not all men are like that. I would say the majority are not like that. So yeah, it's like, let's see the reaction to this topic, right? Not from our viewers. I'm sure our viewers will, I'm pretty confident they'll agree with us with this take, but I mean, like, more like Firas's fans, they come across this. We didn't say anything bad about Firas specifically. Again, we can respect him as a coach and separate his coaching from this opinion, which is trash, right? That's a trash opinion. That's just like, you can't, there's no real way to go about it, right? It's trash opinion. So